Matron, take them away.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is what's called Pro Realtime Screener. It's a program. It's free to use. Just type into Google Pro Realtime, and you'll be able to sign up and use what's called end of day trading. Now, for me, that's perfect. All it's looking at is daily candles, and that's all I want. And I'm going to set up a little basic screener. Now, this one, I've already marked it up. If you're looking at the screen, you'll see up there it's called Golden Cross. It is a very old system. And if you're unfamiliar with what the Golden Cross is, it's basically two moving averages, a 200, which is the red, and a 50. If the 50 is above the 200, it is classed in an uptrend. If it is below, it is classed in a downtrend. But I want to cut out the noise, so I've added in an extra moving average, which is the 5. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going to use the 50 above the 200 to define the trend, and I'm going to use the 5 crossing the 50 to define an entry criteria. Okay, so that's a very, very simplistic way of looking at it. If I find a share, we'll drop it over onto the other web trader, and I'll show you how we set that up. So first of all, we need to set up some form of a screener. Okay, so up here, and if you look at the way this is all set up, it's all in little sections, so you can drag it around the screen the way you like. So I've got my toolkit up here. I can have my chart section here, and then obviously you can see that I've got this section just up there. But I can set that any way I like, and then you would just go up into here and then save it as whatever you want. As you can see, I've got a couple of workspaces already set up. They're all the same. So I've got my river strategy, which is my bread and butter long-term strategy, which is mainly what I'll be using on this. But for the purposes of this exercise, we're going to look at the Golden Cross, which is what I have set up here. Okay, very, very simple. So how do I set a screener up? Well, I can set it up for certain criteria. Now, the first one is get used to knowing what this spanner is. You'll use that spanner all the time. So you click the spanner on, and it opens up a window like this. Now, I've got predefined setups already, but what we're going to do is just make a new one so you can see it. Okay, so if we click new, define the set of shares you want to look at. Now, I'm in the UK, so I can look at UK markets, but in this instance, just for ease, we're going to say look at currency pairs. Okay, and we're going to look at all Forex pairs. Okay, this is just to show you how to set it up. Then we'll go into shares themselves. Pro Screener. Click anywhere on the screen, and it drags the information that's on this screen into this little box. So now what we can say is, okay, well, I want moving average 200, current period to be below the 50. All right. Or you could say I want the 50 above the 200, whichever you choose. Okay. That's the first set of criteria that I want. Okay. Now, if I just clicked OK, set that for variation from yesterday, and then just clicked that, well, it's telling me out of the pairs that's available, 32 of them, as you can see, are in that uptrend. Okay. Simple situation. All right. So what it's telling us is the price is above there. However, that's not enough, because all that's saying is, yeah, one moving average is above the other. But as we know, and as we can see, that can set you up for a fall. And it's kind of one of the reasons why I'm using this FX, because it highlights it a lot. Okay, there's the collapse. The 50 is still above it, but you would have been in a world of pain. So add in a little bit extra to it. So we're going to modify that one that we were making. Click there, so it comes back to this. We're going to add an extra condition. Click that again. So what's the extra condition? Well, so we want moving average 1, which is the 5. And we would like that to cross over the 50. The current period, and we want it to match all the conditions. Boom. Right? Same set of Forex pairs. Execute that. None of them did it. Okay. So instead of looking at a full basket, it would pull it down to, well, there's nothing to see today. Okay. So now we're going to change this slightly. Okay. So we'll modify there. Pre-design. You might have been wanting to see whether it crossed under the 50 and the 50 was the other way. So this is now saying it's going the other way. Conditions. Nothing. So yesterday you wouldn't have done anything. Simple stuff. All right. Still got our criteria. Modify. Let's have a look, see where we're at. So we'll clean all of this off and do it again, but we're going to do it for shares this time. So what we're going to do, add onto there, modify, set the conditions. I'm going to get rid of that, and start again. Boom. Right. So price, moving average 1. 5. And I want to see that in this period cross above, because with shares I only really want to be going long, the 50. So it's telling me there. Okay. So I've got that. Right. So I want another condition. Okay. So we're going to add another condition here. And I want that 50 to be above the 200. And I want all of those conditions to be met. Okay, cool. But where do I want them met? Well, if I'm looking for shares, we'll say UK shares and all stocks. Now you can look at for cheap stocks, which is the AM, the 200, the 300, whatever you choose, but we'll just go UK stocks, which is kind of the FTSE, the US one, the UK 100. We are looking for a variation from yesterday, so I want to make certain the market is moving. Execute. Bingo. Right. Now what this has done, oops. There we go. Now what this has done is pulled out a few shares. So we can look at that. And sure enough, there we go. We have the 50 above the 200, and we now have a break above that 50 on this candle. Result. So what it's done is it's filtered everything down. Now what I can do now here is just give it a name. So we'll just call this one Test Up UK. Okay. Click Execute. And let's give it its name, which you can see here. Okay. There's another one there. Right. Well, that doesn't really look like a nice chart, does it? So don't need to look at that. But that one's not bad because you've got lots and lots and lots. We can see it's been on a downtrend, but it's bounced off that and it's now moving back. Got a nice hammer. That's looking good. What is it? It's the train line. Superb. Could there be a trade here?